We're glad y'all can go with us today to the Transportation Department. This is our only propane bus in the fleet in all of Lawrence County. It's a brand new bus, 2016. And as you're riding, you can see how quiet it is. You don't hear the engine noise, you don't have the exhaust. When you walk behind it, you don't smell the exhaust. And it gets a better economical value than our diesel buses. We have 110 total buses. And we have 88 buses that run every day, what you control the traditional route, morning and evening, like when we went to school. We have about 7 or 8 buses that are running during the middle of the day. We have buses that go all the way to Macon to take children then from Macon to Rome. We have buses that go transport children as their needs and their individual education plans are written. We take kids wherever they need to be transported. We have every bus you're riding on from the 2010 to the 2016s have air conditioning. They have the ventilated top, and you can hear how quiet it is on the bus. You see how high your seats are. These are state mandated for crash collisions to protect the children. Every one of them has their surveillance cameras on them. We can pull up. If you call in with a discipline problem or something happens on the bus, we can type in on the computer. We pull the hard drive from the hard drive box and we plug it into the computer. We can pull up, like if you said it happened yesterday at 3:15 and we know what bus it is, we can type that in and pull it right up to 3:15. And we can see and hear the pictures in digital sound and digital color, and we can tell exactly what the kids are doing unless they get sneaky and go below the seat. And then we have to do a little investigating. Some of the newer buses, we started putting the cameras on the back of the bus as well, so we have a cross section. So even if they get down low on those buses, we can see them from the back or the front. And if you look around the bus, if you have any questions, just let us know. They've come a long way from what they were when we used to ride them. And you can tell how much nicer they are now. This is our bus shop out here. If you see, we service all our buses. We have our own mechanics. But you see we have the service trucks right here, the white fleet, or those white trucks you see right here. And when we have a bus goes down, we send the service trucks with the mechanic to the bus. If we can get them back into the shop, we service them right here. You see bus 1071 coming down now off the hydraulic jack. We actually can lift them up. We can do everything that needs to be done right here in our shop. And as you look around, you see the spare buses. You can't just have the buses you need for the fleet. You have to have enough spare buses. So when one goes down, we don't want the children sitting there. So we'll bring a spare bus out, put them on the spare bus, and bring the bus that has troubles back up here and keep the routes moving. The main thing is keep the students moving. We don't want them sitting there on the side of the road. All the buses from 2010 to 2016 now have air conditioning. So only buses that do not have air conditioners are the 2009s going back down. The Board of Education no longer purchases buses without air conditioning. So all the new buses always have air. So eventually the whole fleet will have air.
I really enjoyed the bus tour, going and visiting the different schools to see the activity the kids are doing, to make sure the schools make sure they preparing the students for life learning lessons over the lifetime. Because if you don't prepare the kids for in the elementary and high school, they won't be able to succeed in life. And I really enjoy going to see what the teachers and the principals and the superintendents is doing for our children, for our Lawrence County school system. I really enjoyed this bus tour, and I wish that more people would come out and see what Lawrence County is doing for our students as a whole.
I'm Dr. Travick, and I'm the Associate Superintendent here in Lawrence County. We're on our way to visit the Diamond Academy, which is one of our alternative programs where we serve students that have different needs and different issues. At that particular facility, we have a PLC program and we have our alternative school program. Just before we get there, I would also like to tell you about some of the other programs that we have in Lawrence County that you may not have realized that we've actually visited those programs. And I supervise, for example, the Gifted program, which Dr. Duke and several of the other principals have mentioned to you, where we do the accelerated model. But in addition to that, we also have the migrant program, and the migrant program serves students who generally working with farm in agriculture that are very transitory, which means that they move quite a bit. And the purpose of the migrant program is to make sure that there are no gaps in learning for those students as they move from one school, one district, or one state to another. The coordinator for that program is Liliana Ruiz, and she goes out into the fields and even recruits students. We also have an ESOL program, and we just left Northwest Lawrence, but at Northwest, I wanted to share with you that we have, we serve 5 languages, I believe, in that one school. The ESOL teacher there is Miss Gail Poole, and Miss Poole works with those students, and among those languages we serve Tagalog, we serve Gujarati, we have some Spanish, we have several Japanese, some Korean students, and several other languages, and all of them are served in Lawrence County. And just an example, for that one school to serve 4 or 5 languages can be quite a task for us to do. And in serving those languages, it does not mean that the students are proficient in English. Some have 0 proficiency. So we also have translators that come in from time to time, but our goal and our job is to teach those students how to become proficient in the English language. We don't negate their home language, but the goal is for them to become proficient in English. As we're traveling to the Diamond Academy, for a lot of you, this route that we're on may not be very familiar. These used to be dirt roads, and Lawrence County commissioners have paved a lot of these roads, and now we can skip along across the county going from really one bus ramp to another bus ramp. And as we go along, we're actually going to come close to from Northwest to the West Lawrence bus ramp. As you're traveling to our schools here in Lawrence County, for example, on the west side, West Lawrence is kind of the central place. So the Southwest buses out of their bus ramp can come straight across to West Lawrence High. Northwest takes this route that we're on now, and they can go straight over to West Lawrence High's bus ramp. And on our way, we're going to pass West Lawrence, and we can also shoot right over to the Diamond Academy. At the Diamond Academy, as I said earlier, where Brian Howell is the administrator and the program director, we have the 2 programs, the alternative program and the PLC. The alternative school program serves students that may have been placed there through some administrative, for some administrative reason, whether it be because of discipline or what have you. And those students will be at that site served by certified teachers. And for the most part, they work on a program that we have called Odysseyware. Odysseyware is a program that those students use on both the PLC, the Performance Learning Center side, as well as the alternative school side. That's a rigorous program that has been aligned with standards, the Georgia Standards of Excellence, and the GPS and the Common Core. Some have found that program is quite rigorous and has to be tailored to the needs of the students. The students will start off, they will take a pre-test. The pre-test will let the student and the instructor know what the child already knows, and then it will assign the student assignments based on what they do not know according to the standards rubric. For the students to pass the course, they have to show proficiency in the standards that they do not know, just like you would in a regular class. Of course, a lot of students, when they started off, thought that, oh, this is computer-based, it's going to be easy, until they run into a few projects that have to be done and graded, a few research papers, book reads that have to be done and graded. All of that is incorporated within this program. The Performance Learning Center side, which is what we call the PLC, is pretty much for students that may be behind on credits. The state requires that a student earn 23, 24 credits in order to graduate. In our schools, kids can earn 28 credits total, but if a student finds themselves behind on credits, then they can apply, go through the interview process, and attend the Performance Learning Center. There, they're allowed, because of the restrictions being released on seat time requirements, they can earn credits as they complete. They go from 1 credit straight to another course and complete another credit. The same OdysseyWare program is used for that, and one of the benefits of that is, let's say that a student is in a class that they kind of know fairly well. The parts that they can show proficiency in, they don't have to go back and do that. If they can prove proficiency through an assessment, then they go to the parts of the curriculum that they do not know, and that's the part that they have to do. Some people say, so what if a child finishes early? Well, that does happen, because sometimes students can show proficiency in, for example, a math course that they know that they don't have to go back through the basics of math, which may be the beginnings of that course. They'll go straight to the parts that they actually need to do and show proficiency. And the program records all of those grades. It records the length of time that they've been on there and everything that they have done on that program. So we do have kids that graduate because of the PLC, whether they be fourth year graduates or fifth year graduates. And we're going to, as we go to the school, there'll be students there to greet you, and those students will also be available to answer any questions, as they will tell you most likely that they're allowed to work at their own pace in that particular class.
The Diamond Academy is an alternative setting for students who might have made a mistake in school, and also for students who, with the PLC part, who's behind on credits and really just trying to get caught up on their assignments and also get caught back on their credits and be able to try to graduate on time. Or who may also have problems just working in a regular setting and just need an alternative setting, and that's what we offer down here.
These students are working on a program we call OdysseyWare. OdysseyWare is a program which helps students work at their own pace. Some may work slow, some may work fast. The ones that work fast may get stuck on a lesson or a quiz, and the teachers are there to help. It's different things you can do on OdysseyWare, such as lessons, quiz, tests, and projects. The projects, to me, is the most educational because you get to do research, you get to jot down notes, then you get to go on different programs such as Microsoft Office. You can go to Microsoft Word and Microsoft PowerPoints. And then you get to make charts and graphs, and then, you know, you get to actually put the notes down, and you actually learn from it. If it wasn't for OdysseyWare and the good teachers, I probably wouldn't be going back to regular school, and I wouldn't be leaving January.
Well, the Diamond Academy name, we decided to call it Diamond Academy because we wanted to just change it up to make sure, understand that each kids, we make mistakes or just kind of got behind, so we decided to say, okay, let's look at something different. And then we thought about the diamond, because one thing about diamond is going to shine bright. It may get, scuffed up sometimes, but regardless, it's still going to be a diamond. And you have to put a little pressure on it. If first may start as a coal, but once you put that pressure, because the diamond is going to shine bright. So we like for our kids to shine bright for the school system, and the community.
Before I came out here, my credits were low, but when I started working on OdysseyWare, it regained my credits. You can work at your own pace, and if you ever needed help on something, your teacher will help you one-on-one instead of the whole group. If it wasn't for OdysseyWare today and the teachers and the faculty at the school, I wouldn't be going back to regular school next semester.
One of the best staffs around. I mean, we got to the point last year, we kind of looked at our graduation rate. We graduated 89% of our kids. We had 11 kids graduate from alternative school just last year. We had 30 kids return back to their regular setting, and it's just a team effort between the school, the students, the staff, the bus drivers, because they get them here every morning. And then, of course, the parapros. Our custodian does a great job of keeping this building clean. Of course, we just got Clean School of the Month again. Thank you. And we just does a great job and great support just from the administration at the board office.
All right, well, this is the PLC program part of the Diamond Academy. And what we do here is this is kids that are falling behind on their credits or just need a little extra help or anything like that. They just bring them here, help them get caught up. And one of the things I really like about this school is that you get the really good one-on-one. It's not a big class, and then you're not just another number here. It's you actually get the teachers actually how do I put this? Love, I guess, is how you would say it. There's a lot of love, passion into their jobs and everything like that. And that's one of the things that's really good is they're always willing to talk to you, pull you to the side, and they're always willing to help you with whatever you need. And And another good thing about it is that it's if you work at your own pace. So that way, if you work faster than some of the other kids in your school and everything like that, they just go ahead and let you keep going, open your assignments and go. But if you need, if you need extra help and stuff like that, they'll help you through. And
Hello everyone, my name is Will Smith. I am the Social Studies teacher here at the PLC program, Diamond Academy. And today is Discussion Friday. We actually divided the class up into team debaters, Team A and Team B. Team B, we are just basically talking about some of the issues that is going on in the United States and the world. Today, I think one of the main topics we're talking about is immigration. It's not the political aspect, it's basically the young people's point of view. And one of the main things we want to understand is that our Constitution allows us and everyone else an opportunity to be afforded the chance to come and live in one of the greatest places there can be, where there are so many freedoms and so many rights. And despite all the issues that they may be going through in their lands, in their countries. And so that's what we're talking about today, what we're actually I'm allowing these students to debate. Right now, I had a couple of them debate that if you don't have a second language, if you don't speak the English language, that you may not be afforded the opportunity to live and have businesses here. And then I had one to debate that if even though I don't have a business here, I'll be willing, if given the opportunity, to learn that second language so I can increase my business sense and wealth and worth here in the United States of America. And so that's what we're doing here today. We do this probably once a month here at the PLC. In my classroom, we have a debate, a discussion Fridays to get a point of view for this younger generation of students. We want to teach more than just the classroom. We want to teach the life, what they're getting ready to venture out into. And that's one of the main things we want our kids to know. Being that they're getting here, they're getting the opportunity to catch up with their lessons, also get on track to graduate with their class at East Lawrence and West Lawrence High School, and then venture out into the college world, the industries, or whatever it may be. We want to make sure we prepare them wholeheartedly as a big student, as an overall student, one student going out to make sure they can come back and represent Lawrence County.
Oh, I'm proud of my grandson. He was a fresh grandson, and he's been doing a wonderful job, and I thank God for him. And so he's doing a great job here. He loves his job.
And I'm just happy, my bus to come and visit school, and we showed the great things we're doing out here. And also just the fact that my grandmother, she was here and got off the bus, that was a great surprise. And it's always good to see her out here and supporting a little bit too.
I have been on all 3 bus tours for the school systems in Lawrence County, and I'm very pleased with what we have to offer our children in Lawrence County. I implore everyone in Lawrence County, if you have an interest in what we have available for our kids, to come take a bus tour and look and see what our school system has achieved. And we have many more great things ahead of us.
We are now on the way traveling to Northwest Lawrence Elementary School. Thank you for coming on our bus tour today. I'm of the opinion that we waited for the best for last today. The last elementary school that you're going to see today. Our school is located in Dudley, Georgia, and we have approximately 1,000 students at our school, pre-K through 5th grade. We are 73% white, 20% black, 3% Asian, and 4% other. So pretty large school for an elementary school. We have 107 staff members at Northwest Lawrence. That includes teachers, paraprofessionals, custodians, lunchroom staff, media center, etc. 85% of our teachers have advanced degrees, and by that I mean above and beyond the bachelor's degree. We have an average of 15 years of experience teaching in the classroom. So very competent veteran staff at our school. We have 8 teachers on every grade level, except in pre-K we have 4 teachers. We have assistants, or they're called paraprofessionals, in pre-K and kindergarten classes only. Our class sizes range from 15 students in a classroom to 23 is our largest class. Our Gifted Advanced Content program is something that's relatively new to our school. Last school year, we began implementing the advanced content model for gifted instruction. And so what that means is we have 58 gifted students at our school, but we have approximately 230 students who are in advanced content classes. So on every grade level, we have at least 2 classes that are identified gifted advanced content. And you put those gifted students in that homeroom with a teacher who has specialized instruction. She has gifted endorsement on his or her certificate. And then we fill in those classes with advanced students who meet certain criteria. So we're really excited about that program and about the options that we have now for accelerating instruction for, like I said, about 230 students out of the 1,000 who are in our school. We also have an RTI program. RTI is an acronym that stands for Response to Intervention, and it's in place in the state of Georgia in public schools when students encounter difficulties in academics or in behavior. We have a tiered response system. All students are at Tier 1 unless they have behavioral or academic concerns, and then they may move up the tiers from Tier 1 to Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4. And we have 2 full-time RTI interventionists who pull students out and work with them individually and in small groups to remediate certain skills that they need to be successful on grade level curriculum. So we're very fortunate that we have that. We offer something called CAMP at our school. You may have seen this at the other elementary schools when you visited. CAMP stands for Computer, Character Ed, Art, Music, and PE. And so these are the specials classes, our enrichment classes that we offer. Every day, kids go to camp. They go to one of those classes. They stay there for 2 days, and then they rotate to another camp class after that. So you'll see some of the camp teachers today. Students really enjoy going to camp class. We teach the Georgia Standards of Excellence in reading and mathematics, and that's the same in all public schools. The Georgia Standards of Excellence in English Language Arts and Mathematics. We teach the Georgia Performance Standards in Science and Social Studies. We recently changed our curriculum in the state of Georgia and to the Georgia Standards of Excellence, and with that came a new assessment for grades in elementary school, grades 3, 4, and 5. And so we took the new assessment for the first time last year in April, and we had some really strong scores at Northwest Lawrence. I'm very proud of the effort of the teachers and our students. We were above the local, RESA, and state in every area except 3rd grade social studies. So we did very, very well, and we're very pleased. You know, anytime you change curriculum and you change the test, you see a dip in the scores across the state. And of course, we also saw that dip, but to stay above the state average was something we were very proud of at our school. So you're going to see some small group instruction today. I want you to visit some of the kindergarten classrooms. They are implementing the Dr. Cindy Cup reading program, and I hope that we make it there in time when they're still doing that small group so that you can see those activities taking place. In the Cindy Cup reading program, our kindergarten and 1st grade students progress through a series of readers 1 to 60, and those 2 grades are intertwined. If they finish the kindergarten readers when they're in kindergarten, they can begin on the 1st grade readers. If you have a 1st grader who didn't master the kindergarten readers, they can pick up and do those kindergarten readers. So that program has been very, very helpful for us in terms of increasing the number of students who are on grade level in reading. We were able last year, after implementing the program for the first year, to drastically reduce the number of students who were eligible for RTI in 1st grade because we had more of our students reading on grade level. So I hope that you'll be able to see that program in place this morning. Some extracurricular activities that we have at our school. We have a 5th grade band program that is very strong. Michael Dukes from West Lawrence High School comes down to Northwest every day and teaches a 5th grade math class. It starts at 7:50 every morning. We actually are having a class for you to see today, 5th grade band class. There are over 80 students enrolled in 5th grade band. And so when you see the West Lawrence High School Raider Brigade on Friday night, know that that instruction starts in about 3rd grade at Northwest and Southwest. We purchase recorders for them, and they learn to play musical instruments beginning in 3rd grade, and then they have the option for 5th grade band. So we're really proud of that. We also have a cheerleading program, pre-K through 5th grade. Northwest Lawrence cheerleaders are very, very active. This is my 3rd year at the school, and we've added some clubs and activities the last couple of years. We chartered the first ever National Junior Beta Club at Northwest Lawrence last year. We have about 65 students in that club who met the national criteria. We also have a student council. And so we like to say that these are the youngest elected officials in Lawrence County. In grades 3, 4, and 5, each class elects a classroom representative, and then from the student body we choose a president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. So we're really excited about that. They do service projects in our school and community outreach things. They were at the board meeting last night to be recognized, and also, they were at the board meeting to observe parliamentary procedure and observe how those business meetings are run. So very proud of that. We have an after-school program that runs from 3:30 until 6 o'clock every day. It's a fee-based program. In that program, we offer individual and small group tutoring for targeted students. We also have an art program in after school, a drama club, a dance class, a horticulture class. These are all things that we started this year. When you come into the front of the school in just a minute, you're going to see some murals on the walls that were just recently painted by one of our teachers, Ms. Sheila O'Neill, and some of our students in the art club in the after school program. We start our day at Northwest every morning with a live televised morning news show. Our PTO a couple years ago purchased the equipment for us to be able to broadcast live from a green room in the media center, and we can take you and show you that room, but it's pretty neat. I'm on the news every morning, and then our students actually produce the show. We also have a partnership with 3 volunteers in our community for character education, and we every day on the morning news we talk about the character trait for that month. The big idea is what we call it, and this month it's compassion. So we're talking about compassion. The animal that represents that this month is the pig, and the color is pink. So every day, those community volunteers are on the morning news show, dressed in costume. We have Super Spence, Kaleidoscope Kim, and Wacky Wesley. So the kids know them by those names, and they talk about those character big ideas every day on the morning news. We have a millionaire reading program. When students reach 1 million words in the accelerated reader program, they earn what we call here, they're a Northwest millionaire, and they get a medallion that they can wear. I give those out at lunch, as soon as they occur. Like when a student hits that milestone, we order the medal, and as soon as it comes in, I go in during lunch, call that student up on the stage, and give them their medal. And they wear those medals with pride. They're very proud when they reach that status.
Good morning. Michael Dukes, band director here at Northwest, and we have 70 students here that meet before school to come have band, and I think band is so important. It not only teaches them how to play an instrument, it teaches them life skills. We're learning how to be on time, because if you're on time, you're late. And then we're also learning how to be team play, and we do it over and over and over again until we get it right. Right, class? Yeah. Right. And we have a great time, don't we? Yeah. Thank you.
In ancient Greece, we learned that they built their homes and buildings on top of hills, and on the top, that's where they could see everything in the ancient Greece. And we still have some of their columns that they had made.
We've been learning about the columns. There's Corinthian columns that have a bunch of designs on them. There's the Ionic columns that just have like these swirls on them. And there are the Doric columns that are just plain, and they're like kind of natural, and they don't cost that much. But Corinthian columns cost a lot, and it takes a lot more time to make. And we've learned about how Italy is near Greece, and there's some part of Italy that has shape of a boot. And if you look down at the hill and go backwards, there will be Greece. And in Greece, they have Olympic Games, and they have a bunch of games and like throwing the poles and disc, and that's about all I've learned. We learned that instead of calling him Santa Claus, they call him Santa Claus, and that he comes on a steamboat, but that every year he comes on a different steamboat so that people won't be looking for him, and they believe he comes from Spain. Instead of having reindeer, he has a white horse that he rides on, and they take their wooden clogs made out of wood, set them and put hay, carrots, and vegetables for the horse. In return, the elves put candy in them. And instead of celebrating Christmas on December 25th, they have Christmas on December 6th. I've been coming ever since pre-K, and today we did the bus tour, and I've loved Northwest Lawrence Elementary since pre-K because of the amazing teachers and what they teach us every year.
We are the school nutrition department. We employ about 80 employees with Lawrence County Schools, and we provide meals for breakfast and lunch and after school snacks, and even in the summer months. Our population in all of our schools is about 63% free and reduced, and we are responsible for getting that information from our parents and from our students to get that so that we can apply for different grants and things like that. Not only do we just serve food, we try to provide as much of the food that we can from Georgia so that it is Georgia grown and it's local. And over the past 2 years, Lawrence County has been fortunate in receiving the Golden Radish Award at the gold level, where we're recognized by the Department of Education and Georgia Organics in receiving those awards by providing more Georgia products. We strive to have about 35% of our tray every day that comes from Georgia. So if we can pump this money back into our economy, especially here in Lawrence County and in Georgia, that's what we try to do.
I do appreciate everybody coming today. I'm Lance Smith. I am the technology director here. Our job is a pretty big job because there's no one in the school system, whether it's staff, students, whoever, that doesn't use technology. It affects every person in the school system. We have over 4,000 computers right now in the system that are running daily. We have over 1,700 Chromebooks that we have just put in. We have over 600 iPads and a very large network that tries to run and handle all this, and a very small staff actually, but we try to keep them all going. Now this building, when we first moved in, it had not been used in quite a few years, so it's kind of rough. This room has been left kind of like that. It's the room, as we have all these devices come in, everything goes in here. We go in and do the setup on the devices here prior to carrying them out to the schools. This is our main area here where we have our offices around where we work daily here. We work at the back table a lot, several of us, so we can sit and work and remote into computers in the schools and work on them. We can talk through problems back there. It's worked really well for us. We have all of our teacher trainings in here. I actually had some students testing in here this past week. This area had the cubicles in the middle, and McKinley staff, they came in and ripped all that out, put these tables in for us. I did a great job getting this room, because this room, when we first looked at it, it looked pretty bad. I mean, it's really come a long way here. It's a great place for us. We really didn't have a place for large-scale trainings before in the little buildings that we were in there, so this has worked out very well for us. We've hosted RESA meetings here. We've had different companies. We had Apple come in and do a training here. We've had several things here. We are very blessed here with our technology in Lawrence County Schools, with our network, with our new devices. And one important point is we have these things for our students now because of our SPLOS dollars at work, and that has really provided us an avenue to give students what they need as far as for technology for learning. We want to thank all the citizens of Lawrence County for supporting us through the SPLOS, and without it we wouldn't be able to have all the things that we have here for our students.
I just want to take a few minutes to thank everyone who joined us for our bus tours this year. We've had several people go on actually all 3 bus tours. We started our tour season at the high school and middle schools, and we did those tours first, and we had a packed bus that day. We probably nearly ran ourselves to death that day because we went through every school and saw so many wonderful things going on. A lot of people were surprised at the programs that are being offered at our high schools and our middle schools in regards to career and technical education. On our second tour, we highlighted East Lawrence Primary, East Lawrence Elementary, and Southwest Lawrence. Had a great time at all those elementary schools. Got a whole different perspective of education, how fun education can be. We saw our young farmers and what they do at our schools. We saw a lot of different programs going on that I think people were really surprised about. We had student tour guides who really showed out, you might say. They did a great job with leading the way, and it's amazing what leadership little people can bring to the table. Today we finish up our bus tour with a tour at Northwest Lawrence Elementary. We went to the Diamond Academy, and we have come back through the technology building, and we've allowed everyone to see a little bit about the networking and the computers and our nutrition staff over here at the technology building. And so we've gotten a great overview of education in Lawrence County. We're tickled pink about the programs that we offer here and about the education that we give our children. It's not perfect. We're striving to make that better. We're striving to make that a lot better, but we do think that we have a lot of great things going on in Lawrence County, and we're excited to share that with you. You're riding on a bus that was paid for by SPLOS funds. You saw a lot of different things today that were paid for from a variety of angles: federal grants, state money, SPLOS money. It wouldn't be possible without our community support, and we feel like that's what we've got to do now, is give back to our community and make our schools the very best that they can be for our community. and we thank you very much.